Welcome back to Early Morning. Let's head on over to the top of the hill for some of the top stories around the country. Joining us today is Niall Stanage, Associate Editor of The Hill. Good morning, Niall. Thank you for joining us.
Good to be here, Mitch.
So President Biden called House Republicans fiscally demented for their tax proposals. Those proposals, by the way, include legislation to revoke funding for the IRS, the Internal Revenue Service, also eventually abolish the IRS, which is that's a new one on me. Do you think the GOP's House proposals are popular or unpopular with the American people?
On the one hand, I think that criticisms or attacks on the IRS are generally popular. You generally don't win votes by defending the IRS. Having said all that, the details of this proposal get a lot more complicated. President Biden, for example, has noted that there's a non-partisan budget score suggesting that even this rescinding of funding that Republicans are proposing would actually increase the deficit because it would mean the IRS could not get revenue from richer people and bigger corporations who are evading tax right now.
Yeah, and Republicans also ran on reducing inflation, but they are focusing on legislation right now that they know will not pass the Senate or get signed by the president. Why aren't they trying to work with House Democrats to see what they can pass?
Two reasons, I think. One is the belief or the suggestion that it'll be almost impossible for the two parties to work together just because they're so far apart. The other point about these bills about taxation, the IRS, that's what's known in politics as a messaging bill. In other words, a bill that has no real chance of becoming law, but which gives you a slogan or a campaign promise to run on.
Let's talk about symbolic bills now. To Wyoming we go. A proposed ban on electric vehicles. You told me this. It's already died in committee, but what is this all about? Because the world is going in the other direction, and Wyoming says, no EVs in our state, or at least somebody said that.
Yeah, 6 lawmakers in Wyoming were trying to get this bill passed, really as a countermeasure or a jab back at other more liberal states that are proposing to ban the sale of regular gas-powered vehicles eventually. Now, all of these proposals go into, next decade. We're talking about 2035. But in Wyoming, those lawmakers were arguing that the promotion of electric vehicles would harm the oil and gas industries, which are clearly very important in Wyoming. So that's what that's all about.
Yeah, but Wyoming also has a ton of other ways to produce energy. It's not just oil and gas there. All right, that's Niall Stanage. Niall, we thank you for your expertise in this one. Also, thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation in your cable lineup. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-based, unbiased coverage.